day, guys and girls. Welcome to another episode of Chilling with the Black Queen. Today, we are joined by a guy. He is a father and a husband. So, my girls, sorry, he's taken. But now we want to hear a man's perspective about relationships and how we relate to our in-laws. Joy, welcome to the show, my dude.
Thanks, dude.
I don't want to introduce him, but all I know is you can see how natural he is. He loves nature. Wherever he goes, he takes pictures of landscapes and all that. Please tell our viewers who you are.
Well, in a nutshell, it's not that much basically. The name is Joyful. Surname is Tore. As you said, basically, I love nature. I love exploring. I love taking pictures. Whatever I see I see that it will be interesting on my side, then I just take pictures. And I know I can say much about taking pictures, but if maybe, because I do also have a handle on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
That is million_wonders.
Okay, million_wonders.
Yes, but
okay.
People can obviously, if they want to view, they can actually go there.
Can we
what I actually love doing, basically.
Can you see the nature of your hair in there?
Actually, there are two pictures there that I literally took my afro.
Okay.
I call it afro dreads.
Okay.
Because most of the people obviously ask me, what do you call it? What kind of style is it?
All right.
Yeah, it's my kind of natural, kind of style. So yeah, that's what I call it.
Okay. So you heard it, ladies. I'm sure it will be more ladies following him up now. Okay, but guys, you're also allowed to follow him. But please, if you do follow ladies, just say hi. But you can't go because his wife is going to kill me. All right. Guys and girls, we want to go for an ad break now, and when we come back, we will still be chilling with my dude, Joy, after the ad break.
I'm the nigga at the front and at the back, and in the middle is a finger staring at you hating. So I came here to make a man, so it's working at the nest. Just think when I can knock over him solo. You don't know the hell I came, don't be yapping on my name. Give up about the fame. I came here to get the bag. I've been at the lab, working on my shit. This the work, got the ATM, I'm posting it. See the struggle never phase me, working till it pays me. You lucky grandma raised me. I will be a nigga, give myself no other ocean but the winning this. I can loosen this shit, man. No important mission. I wanna be rich, so I pray for it. Woke up and I work for it. I wanna be rich, so I pray for it. Woke up and I work for it.
Welcome back, guys and girls. As we were saying before the ad break, that we are chilling with my dude here, a guy called Joy. We have heard so much about him, about his being a nature lover and all that. But what we want to chat to him about today is the issue of in-laws. Be it you are married, or you are in a serious relationship, or you are in a not very serious relationship, or you are in a relationship, or in an open relationship, whichever category is your relationship. But at one point or the other, you will have to deal with in-laws. When I talk about in-laws, I'm not talking specifically about the mother-in-law. I know most people are thinking mother-in-law when you talk in-law. I'm talking about generally whoever is in your spouse's family, who's related to your spouse. Dude, I'm sure you also have in-laws. But now I just want us to quickly talk about issues related to that. What's your take on people? Okay, first things first. Does it matter to you if your in-laws like you or dislike you in a relationship, be it before marriage or after marriage? Does it really matter if you're in good terms with your in-laws?
Can I just take a chill pill first, seeing that we're chilling?
Yes. You want to do cheers for that? Cheers.
All right. It's a very interesting question, my dude. Look, at the end of the day, right? We in this together, like
Yes.
me and my wife.
Yeah.
All right, because we basically will meet each other, and then that's actually before even actually the parents coming into the picture.
Yeah.
Because in our culture, we meet each other, and then we actually hide everything at home.
Yes.
We hide everything with our in-laws and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, if you are in a relationship, and obviously we love one another, and actually now we're actually married now, right? So I wouldn't really say it does matter that much, because at the end of the day, whatever it is that you're doing with your wife, you are not making whatever it is that you are doing to actually impress
Your
the,
in-laws.
the in-laws.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Your first
You
person
are-
to impress is your wife.
is basically your wife. You are actually impressing one another, right?
Okay.
But then I guess if maybe there is something like that, if you find out maybe okay, they are not impressed, you can always, if let's say maybe my wife's in-laws, they're not impressed about me,
Yes.
I can always ask my wife, look, what's really happening? What have I done? What is it that they are not impressed with? At the end of the
Because there
day?
might be a reason why they're not impressed with you.
Exactly. And it also, I mean, you go, you pay lobola, you basically meet up. I mean, from there, if maybe they were not even interested in you, maybe they would actually
They wouldn't even
they wouldn't
accept your
even
lobola.
accept the actual
Okay.
lobola, right?
Okay. So
But then now you're actually trying to build now a relationship with these
them.
people, right?
So it's important to build a relationship
Yeah,
with them.
so yeah, at the
Okay.
end of the day, it is important, because remember, this is the person that you are going to be stuck with for the rest of your life. Okay, I won't talk about, because I know there's so many things happening in relationships.
Yes, yes.
There's divorces nowadays
Yes.
compared to where
What
we're
happened
actually
be-
coming from with our
yes.
parents as well. So there's basically a high rate of divorces, but obviously I won't talk about that. That's for another
another
session.
day. For another
So
day. Yes.
yeah, basically it is important to keep up that relationship. But I mean, if they don't like you, you can always ask your wife. Your wife can always be like a middleman in between and
because
find out. So that
because
can, you know,
definitely bayahleba in your absence. They talk about
Exactly.
you to her, say, you know what? Why did you go and marry this guy with this type of hair? I'm making an example.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, it is true.
there
actually.
are guys there who can make up. So we had come with nice haircuts and all that. Why
Or
choose
maybe they
him?
even come with their bald heads. Why do you,
Why
why do you have to
this
choose a
one?
guy with this kind of
Yes,
hair?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
So there could be a lot of reasons they don't like you. Maybe it's because of your background or where you work and whatever. Okay.
yeah,
so
so-
at the end of the day, you say it's important to build a relationship with
Not-
them because you are going to be one way or the other part of their lives. But you are saying the first person to impress is your wife. And if I pick up from what you just said now, you're mentioning the very important thing that your wife is a mediator between you and her parents, same as you are the mediator between her and. So she is the one who should eavesdrop there and come back and tell you, okay, look, if you can do this, maybe they can change the way they think about you. Okay, let's say for argument's sake now, you are in a good relationship with your in-laws. And now, khona umntaka Dabs, umntaka Malume, he has to come and study here. And umamaki, we can't afford to take her to a race. Fanele sihlala nathi as a couple. What's your take on that? Having a family member, your in-law member, coming to live with you guys. It could be a child that is at school, as I've mentioned, or it could be an aunt, or it could be the mom is sick, or the mom is alone at home, so she has to come and stay here. I've seen couples staying with their wives' fathers, or their husbands' fathers. And we don't know how long this person is going to be with us here. What's your take on that?
Well, okay, with this one, I'm actually coming from experience. I've actually experienced it. I was actually one of the boys, obviously growing up, because my sister was married, and then I had to go live with her.
Okay.
So I've actually experienced it myself. So, I mean, look, you as I've said, firstly, you're building a relationship with the in-laws,
Yes.
right? And obviously, I would say also whether they've siblings, kids, they're also in-laws as well.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you cannot really say no, they can't come and live with us because of this and this and that.
Okay.
For them to say, okay, this so and so is going to live with us, there had to be a reason behind that.
Yes,
right?
of course.
Or
of
maybe
course.
let's say you living in the suburbs and maybe the actual, like, let's say the young boy was living in the rural areas, for example.
Yes,
so
yes,
they're
yes.
seeing an opportunity for him to actually
For greener
learn
pastures.
and grow in that situation. So my take basically, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
There's totally nothing wrong, and because they saw something, right?
Yes,
And
there's a reason why they
why.
trusted you enough to bring their son or their daughter to your space.
Because take for instance, for me, I was living with my mother, and then I actually went to live with my sister. And for me, living with my sister, I actually learned a lot
Okay.
compared to when I was actually living with my mother. You
Because
get what I'm
now
saying?
the sister had a husband.
Sister had a
So you
husband.
learn from the husband, from Musbari.
Exactly. So he was sort of like my father figure.
Wow, which is a
And
good
then
thing.
I was actually, I was working. I was working like I was doing everything.
Everything.
Most of the things that I've learned today, I actually learned because of that.
Because
So
of that, yeah.
maybe as the young boy going there, you wouldn't actually think of it as something big, or you wouldn't actually think of it as anything for that matter. But then
But later in life.
you actually see that it was actually a good thing
good thing.
I actually went there, because now I've learned a lot. Now I can take care of myself. Now I can clean the house myself. No,
Something you wouldn't maybe have learned when you were at
learned when I
home.
was actually,
Because you were treated like you are a boy, this is what boys should do.
yeah, and I
Boys
was
can go
lazy
to-
actually
It's-
as well
yes,
with my
yes,
mother.
Yes.
And then with my sister, and my sister saying, "Hey, you do this, you do this. Otherwise,
Clean after
you
yourself.
do this. Otherwise, I'm gonna report you to my husband."
Okay.
And he was acting as a father
Father
and stuff
figure,
like that.
yes.
You know what? Let me just do it.
Wow.
You see.
That's,
So yeah, you learn a lot.
You
It
learn
is-
a
it is
lot.
a good thing. Yeah.
that's very interesting. I like what you mentioned about these people have trusted you enough to bring their daughter or their son into your own space. Guys and girls, I'm feeling hot already in here. Let's quickly go for an ad break and come back to chill with Joy and hear more about how these relationships with in-laws can be fruitful. Like in his case, he has mentioned the fact that he has learned a lot from his brother-in-law. So there's not always a bad thing that you stay with your in-laws. And I like the what he mentioned about trust, that person, that family trusts you enough. But anyway, sit there. Don't go anywhere while you go for a break, and we'll still chill with Joy, my dude. Welcome back, guys and girls. We're still chilling with my dude Joy. We're still on the topic of in-laws, how important it is to have a relationship with your in-laws and how much it can affect your relationship with your spouse. Dude, at some point in a relationship, be it you are married or you stay together, you're cohabiting, or whichever the case is, there will be times, most of the time when you are married or you living together under the same roof, there will be times that you will be at each other's faces, at each other's toes all the time. There will be times that you will be fighting. That's the time when you get to learn about the new habits of this person. Because remember, before you stayed with her or with him, there are things you didn't know about her. But now that she's here at your space all the time, now, there are times when you have to fight so much that the two of you feel we can't resolve this one now at the time we wanted to resolve. So at some point, I've seen this happening. One of the partners would go and report that so and so is doing this, so and so is doing this. And do you think it's a good thing, it's a good idea to report what your wife is doing to your own family, or should you report her to her own family, which is now your in-laws, or should you not report anything at all? Sometimes you're not reporting because you're reporting because you maybe want to seek advice or whatever, but is it a good idea to involve your in-laws in your marital couple fights and arguments?
You know what? Sometimes I actually feel like in marriage you actually fight more than you are actually dating in a relationship.
It's true, eh?
I don't know why is that, but yeah, it happens. Okay, basically, obviously, we're gonna have fights, right?
Yeah.
I think we actually adults enough, right? I don't think one would be comfortable each and every time we're actually having fights that, okay, I must report her now, she's doing this, I must report her now, she's doing that. Because at the end of the day, even the parents will actually be like, what's happening?
Why did you guys do it from the very first
did
beginning?
you get it? And the parents will be like, these are just petty things.
Yeah.
Why can't just they actually fix
Sort it
things
out.
once and for all? I do understand that sometimes you actually find yourself going to that point that, you know what,
This is too much
This is
now.
too
Can't
much.
take it
I can't
anymore.
take it.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna basically report it.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, I guess the in-laws are there for that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, if you actually have in-laws, then if you want to report, feel free to report. Do you get what I'm
To
saying?
which side?
Okay, it depends.
Let's go to saying now.
It depends. If maybe, let's say I was the one
yes.
who's basically in the wrong. But you know, sometimes you don't actually admit that I was the one.
Yes, but deep down, Brian, you know. Deep down,
you know.
Yeah.
Okay, they'll basically, if let's say it's me, basically, then she would report to my mother.
Yes.
And then no, he's actually doing this
to
and
your mother.
to
I
my
like that.
mother, for example.
But now, is it a good idea that she reports to her own mother your faults? It's your faults now. It's things you are doing wrong. Is it a good? Which one is better?
No, it's not a good idea because remember, her mother is not gonna phone me.
Okay.
And ask me questions and trying to put me into order.
Mm-hmm. It's your mother who will be able to do that.
It's my mother who's gonna be able to do that. So
Okay.
if she's reporting me to her mother, that's actually totally wrong.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, even her mother will actually advise her the same, that no, look,
Do not go there.
rather, if you guys can't actually resolve the situation,
issues.
the situation that you're going through, rather report him to his own mother.
his
I mean,
own
it makes
mother, yeah.
sense
It
like
makes
that.
sense.
It makes sense. So
Okay.
actually, to answer your question, it is wrong. It is wrong.
If I hear you correctly, if I understand what you're saying reporting these matters or seeking advice is not a bad thing, but you shouldn't all the time running to your in-laws. That's one. Secondly, you are saying if you really have to do it, rather you report your spouse to their own parents, but not to your own parents. Wow, that's interesting. And it makes sense because at the end of the day, if I'm your wife and you tell your parents that I'm lazy, I don't clean the house, whenever they will see me, they will see that. Even though I'm trying now to do things, and they will still see that. I was just making an example. Okay. Also, there's also another factor in this. Sometimes it happens that the in-laws are too much involved in your affairs. Look, not in a bad way. Maybe you're doing this because you want to build a relationship with them, and you find them meddling so much into your affairs that it affects even your financial state. Now, they tell you what you should or shouldn't do with your money. And at some point, it happens at times that they would know who has how much, brings how much income in the house. Is it a good thing? Is it a good idea to let them get into that space? Or, hello, I like you, my in-law, we have a good relationship, but that's where I cross the line.
Oh, it is definitely not a good thing. Okay, firstly, I would say for them to be in your faces like that, I think you and okay, me and the wife would actually be living where in the premises, or maybe let's say I'm living over to her in-laws, or she's living over to my in-laws. Then that will actually create that sense of saying, okay, they are here, and I can see who's doing what, I can see who's doing what. So that's why I'm saying rather just go away from them.
Okay,
Go away,
don't live under the same roof with
don't
them
live on the same
to avoid
roof, basically. Yeah, well, fortunately for us, we stay in Cape Town. We're not staying with our in-laws.
Okay.
But we do visit. But even if we do visit, it's not like for a long time. So they don't really actually catch up quickly, or they gauge with everything that's actually happening.
Okay.
So I think it's not a good idea, because at the end of the day, it will affect your relationship. You will feel like they're actually undermining whoever it's maybe who's bringing in more and stuff like that. I mean that will be yeah. No. That's it's totally wrong.
So it's your advice would be that stay away from them. Don't be, if you can help it, don't live under the same roof. That cousin can come and stay here because she's looking for a job, but after 3 months of her working, she must move out. I'm making an example.
Yeah,
now.
It depends on if the cousin is old enough to actually
be
work.
on her
But
own.
if
Yes.
it's a
If
like
it's still
young,
like
growing
you,
up, like
if it's like
basically,
you, that boy that you were.
then it's still understandable. That one is fine. It's still understandable. But if the cousin, I mean, whoever, grown up, stay for a couple of months, then she's just for herself to be up on her feet, and then she can just, because you'll never know as well. She could be feeding like wrong things. And
Yes, that's true.
Mixing bad stuff in the relationship as well.
I want to briefly this something else that just came to my mind now. I've heard of couples and relationships that are broken because an in-law, it's mostly, not always, it's mostly a woman in-law falling for, or the guy or the husband falling for the in-law.
That's a death trap. That's a death trap. Run away, brother. No,
and the
these things
excuse of the
happen.
guy, and the excuse of the guy would be like, no, but what did you expect me to do? Your sister, your
Your
cousin
sister is
was
saying, yeah.
dressed like this in the house, and what.
Yeah, and yeah, well, there are stories like that, and sometimes it actually comes to that. It actually comes to that. So that's why I'm saying, you know what? If you feel like, okay, this one is old, and I wouldn't actually be able for her to actually live for this long.
Yeah.
Then she must
Better
be,
Okay.
fit, and then she actually goes.
All right.
These things happen.
They do happen. We can't run away.
At the end of the
from it.
day, even me, I can't say, to my wife, what are we expecting?
Yes,
You get what I'm
yes.
Obviously, even my wife would actually, actually have the mind to actually think that, okay, if I'm bringing my sister is probably at my age or maybe
anything
2
is possible.
or 3 years younger. But then even for actual guy to actually think, like, to have those minds to actually think that.
It happens.
No.
Okay,
It's a no,
thank you
it's a
so
no,
much, Joyce. Thank you so much, dude, for spending time with us. I know our viewers, our guys and girls, are now having this and that on their minds. Everybody's thinking, no ways, this, that. But what is just the last word you want to say on this issue? What advice you want to give to couples in terms of, is it a good thing or not a good thing to stay with your in-laws? One word, good or bad?
Okay, this is my 2 cents, right? Because I know people also want to add their own 2 cents.
Yeah.
Being the husband or the wife. This is my 2 cents. It is not a good thing.
Okay.
It is not a good thing.
Sum up, it's not a good thing. Well, thank you so much for coming to the show. From us at Chilling with Blackqueen, we'd love to send a token of appreciation for spending your time and being with us. So whenever you drink from that cup, think about us. There we have it, guys and girls. That was Joy with us today, talking about the in-laws. I know right now you have a lot in your mind, but yay, we want to hear your views. We want to learn from you as well. please comment on our page, Chilling with Blackqueen. And also don't forget to follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. And please do not forget to subscribe on our channel on YouTube. Till next Friday, from me, Blackqueen, and the rest of the Chilling with Blackqueen crew, stay blessed.
It stands beat in relationship or what? I mean, half of marriages end up in divorce.